Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a good day or a night. So I get on YouTube and I get a bunch of videos about monetization and how to lose and or gain your channel. And so I typed in how to monetize, you know what I mean? And the interesting thing was a bunch of Christian content was popping up. This one here, monetized as a Christian content creator. Then you have this one, how to make money with a faith-based YouTube channel. Thought that was interesting. And you keep going further, and you have 7 ways to monetize. You know what I mean, with Christian content. You know how I got monetized as a YouTube Christian content creator. I thought that was interesting because there's like no limit, there are no bounds to the amount of buffoonery that I'm seeing from religion and people in religion. And so, the idea already of using religion to gain money and then doing it also while spreading a message of whatever to millions and millions of people, maybe possibly in the future, depending on how many people see your content. I just, I thought it was interesting. I thought it was interesting because people will, with authority, tell people that they're going to be punished and tell people that they're doing wrong constantly and all these other things. But now what I'm seeing is a basic, like, just not caring, I guess, basically give people what they want for money. But what you're really doing is just confusing people and you're perpetuating this lie instead of telling the truth. So I just thought that was interesting. Something else I wanted to put out there, um, no matter what anybody says, if you weren't there, if you testify to something, that makes you a false witness. Um, so even if I were to say, like, if I were to say Isaiah said, or the Bible says that Isaiah says, then I would be making a statement based on something I read in literature. But if I were then to go say, in 300 BC, Isaiah was fighting the blah, blah, blah king and he was brutally executed because blah, 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 and he had this many followers, you're lying. You weren't there and you're speculating. Really, that's with anything in history. Essentially, history can be a really cool reference point, just like anything. I talk about reference points a lot, and I talk about how there's no concrete truth because how we even perceive the reality we are in, the universe we are in, is based on our perception, based on our, what should I say, based on how we perceive the data that we receive, maybe photons, sound waves, feelings, nerves, and whatnot. And so the only way you could truly testify to something without like a recording or without sound evidence is being there. And even with recordings and sound evidence, as we see in this day and age with YouTube, that can also be a lie. How many videos are out there perpetuating false information and lies? Every religion, I'm recently realizing that Judaism actually was created. You guys can go look up a man named Dr. Ben Yosef. This is the man that I was speaking on, Dr. Yochanan ben Yosef ben Yochanan, and there are others like him, very intelligent, that are giving truthful information. You know what I mean? So, knowledge is out there. But even with dealing with history, if you're going to argue with people about what happened, essentially you're becoming a false prophet in what you're doing. Even saying you could say, okay, Jesus was crucified and Jesus did all these miracles. But if you then go and be like, oh, Jesus was in this area, in this location, at this time period, and he did this, and he fought these people and was crucified, and then you argue with people about actual history, you're a false prophet and a false witness. No, you're a false witness. And you become a false prophet when you speak vainly and tell people what's going to happen in the future. because nobody knows what's going to happen in the future. So I don't care what they're saying. If they say a rapture is going to happen this X day, that X day, somebody's going to prophesy. Even if it's the truth, you're still a false prophet because it was a guess, and you're telling people that it was indefinite. It was definitely going to happen. Give me a moment. I wanted to show you all something. Okay, so the first one I wanted to talk about is this guy, Gideon, right? So it was Gideon before, but now I guess it's Gideon. Very prestigious YouTuber. His main channel had 7.7 million people, and he's got a bunch of other content and stuff. So he deleted all his jokes and gave his life over, and is now as a Christian and doing all these debates and whatnot. But there's another one that did this also, Young Don Reborn. And I could pull up countless pages of content creators that are going towards Christianity. And the interesting aspect is, I don't think in particular these people right now are doing this for more viewers, because as I said, Gideon went from 7.7 million to 600,000. And this guy had, I believe, like close to 1 million, if not more. And now he's only got 300,000. And so I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm seeing a lot of content creators become religious. So I'm not sure if it's like identity crisis, if people are actually changing. Some people actually may get more fans and more support and money when going to religion, because as you know, religion makes a lot of money. So when dealing with monetization, let's say you have 400,000 followers, and it's different for content where people are making jokes or like educating people and whatnot. Religion is a lot different. When it gets to spiritual things and stuff like that, people are really obligated to donate, I promise you. So what I want to say is, if you get like 400,000 or 500,000 followers or whatever, and then you monetize and have that little thank you button and have ads and have live streams where they can donate, you're looking at, like, even if just a video exists with 500,000 subscribers and it's getting like millions of views and whatnot, you're getting like, let's say all those people send you $1, or thousands of people send you $5, $10. This is how people are getting millions of dollars, and religious content is taking off. So I'm not telling you all that to become false prophets too and get involved with this madness, because a lot of people that's watching your stuff is kids. And I could prove that with a video that I think is Gideon's second video now. I think his name is Gideon. Is a kid who he's debating with, and the kid wants him to go back to making content of being vulgar and whatnot. So, you know, just be aware of who's watching you and who's taking this stuff in, because you could really send people off into the deep end with some of this stuff and become like a god to them, or a leader or a pastor. And that's how a lot of cults get started, especially when people numbers dwindle down, or when they lose people, they start to get extremists, and then they cater to the extremists. I'm not saying this is what these people are doing. As I said, these people lost a lot of people. But then again, in the future, they may gain a lot more. So I don't know, man. This is the route you guys are going to take. Just telling you, be careful. So people in the past, when people talk about the Bible and religion, all they do is talk about, oh, I've been saved, or I've been blessed, and it's been nothing but uphill and blah, 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 blah. But based on the information I possessed, and based on my own journey, not becoming a false witness, but telling you what happens to the individual that plunges into this rabbit hole, it's not all cake and cupcakes, if you will. And a lot of people are messed up from this stuff, because we're entering into the emergence of science, technology, and super sentience, what I would call even singularity for humans, because the average human is a lot smarter than what they were thousands of years ago. So please be careful and enjoy your lives. As I've said before, I am who I am. You are who you are. There is a name that is greater than all things. I am, because you exist. And from there, whatever you will to do, may it be righteous, peaceful, and edification for reality, I suppose.